What it do, guys? Welcome back to Spaz the Riches. I'm your boy Spaz, and we are here again with another reaction video of another type of race and their crashes. So we're about to jump right on into this. It's 25 of them. So we're about to jump right into this. You know, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and go ahead and like. Just go ahead and like so you don't have to worry about doing it at the end, or you can like at the end. It don't matter. Let's jump right on in.
PK had spent the morning putting up the sixth best time of the day with a speed of more than 228 miles per hour. This is his first appearance at Indy.
Ooh. That's how they starting off the rip. Dang.
Third angle.
Indiana races be
Very similar to the way Elio's looked, except this stayed on its side and didn't flip back over.
Ooh.
Me parece que explota la suspensión, Algo se
See, the thing about these, the Indiana, is that what it is? Indiana poles races. These people crash and it is completely over for their car. Like, it don't gotta be a big one, but it's over. From the looks of it, ain't even many people that be on the track though, so I guess that's why. Very easy to crash the car.
Y él quería de alguna manera imitar eso. Él siempre
Broke loose and he hit the protective barrier at the end of the pit wall.
Now, Bob, I have hit that,
Ooh.
and as you can see, it really looks dramatic. But the one good thing, when you see the car impact that, that's a styrofoam barrier. Here we are with the camera, right on the edge of that attenuator.
Cars side by side.
Styrofoam fucked that car up though.
Oh yeah, down on the inside they get sideways. The two guys trying to go on their outside, and then the last guy in, he had to run over debris or got down in the grass. The car didn't turn at all. He went real close to 90 degrees in. Yellow car's backed in early. It's really hard to tell how they got started, but look at that, come in late.
And that is Sam Schmidt, the yellow car that came.
Now just violently. Boy, Jeff.
Everybody weaving back and forth. And there you can see Marco Andretti went from being on the right-hand side of the track for us and started to move across and ended up starting to catch some wheels.
It's pouring down right now, Marty. And it looks like Franchitti's strategy, as you take a look from Marco. And you see from his onboard.
Whoa, up and over. As you said, Rusty. It looks like he's having problems with the car, Eddie. It's just loose on him. And you know something? Will Power's coming from behind. He is just going to end up taken out.
He had nowhere to go. Will Power had absolutely nowhere to go. And look how the car turns into. That's the worst angle that a car can take.
Well, just remember a few years ago, this exact spot where Conway had his crash a couple of years ago when he rode up and over Ryan Hunter Ray. So the car hit the wall, comes out, and then you see the Verizon Matos probably trying to get around the outside of him, and they just both touch. Oh, that's a huge hit, Eddie.
Yeah, no, that's terrible. In fact, this is what happens at the end of the race. I have never...
Do they have protective? I mean, it don't even look like really it matters, because it's like, yo, it kind of look brutal out there. Like, this seemed like just the last car to crash wins. on everything. Like, yo, it is brutal. Like, dang.
I've seen a car like Vito Miras do that, and he is incredibly lucky that
my boy riding the wall.
it's not the other way.
And right now he is growing along, looking and saying, I can't believe this. What's going to happen next?
Yo, they don't have any protective stuff keeping them from flying and hitting them in the face. They just got that little bump to keep them from hitting their head on the ground, which is very safe. I mean, but no, hell no. Not I.
Was the surprise of the month of May. As he was going through the south end of the track, suddenly a plume of vapor at the car. Then he lost control, slamming the wall, coming off of the second turn, and flipping upside down as he slid several hundred feet down the backstretch. Rick,
that's crazy. Them cars just be exploding, bro. It look like just a practice. Oh, it must be just a practice whenever it's only one car on there. Dang. What do they do at this point? Like, do they have extra cars in case this happens and then the person just jump in another car and keep going? Like, that's crazy. And it seems like just the wind can take these cars and make them crash. Like, nobody has to be around you. It'd be crazy if you get in a fight over something like this. It's like, yo, I couldn't control my car. That's procedure.
Slightly out of the groove, and right there, he impacts the wall and starts toward the inside of the track. Spinning backwards, this may have saved his life, that he hit backwards when he hit really hard for the first time. Now, of course, he impacts the end of the
Where is he at?
And now sliding across to the inside of the pit wall. The newly resurfaced pit lane there. You see him coming to a rest. I said he was star-crossed here as we look at another angle of the same thing from our camera that was located at the end of that pit wall. I say was because I believe it is now out of commission. Kevin, of course, crashed here just after the start in 1982 when he was driving for Roger Penske. That triggered
until we actually have it confirmed.
You can see as we look at this second replay how many tires and suspension pieces began to come off the cars right away and affect cars that really were not part of the original accident at all.
31's the first driver to put any lap in the 231 so far. Trouble! Oh, what a crash!
Oh,
what a terrible crash!
That was a hard hit. He's fine.
Another look at it. Here comes Guerrero. He loses it. He just loses it. Whoa! Up so high over the top of the camera.
And those two guys were, look at that. The force in that just took those unbelievable accidents.
That hit yellow car coming around turn number 2. And we've got an axe. Levi from the wall. He goes into a terrible flip and we have a fire. The engine is ripped from the back of the car. Comes up.
Another view of this from a head-on camera. And again, you will see how the cables inside.
And that car is certainly destroyed, but you can see Mike moving inside the car. He's going on the inside of Ryan Hunter-Reay. This reminds me almost of Dan Weldon's crash.
Now, any other time, I want to be right there at the action, like when it comes to football, baseball, basketball. I want to be close. But in this type of atmosphere right here, I don't want to be as far up as possible, but I want to be just as far. I want to be far enough up to where none of that debris hits me. Because no, I feel like everybody that's right there at the bottom, they're more likely to get hurt. Like, yeah, I know there's springs and stuff right there to keep the car from coming, but like he said, that fuel and stuff that just sprayed out on them, and like little bits and pieces that you can just fly through that fencing, yeah, they can get hurt. Unless there's some glass or something there, but yeah.
Here in turn 3 and 4 quite a few years ago, and the car is up into the fence, which is almost reminiscent of Kenny Brack's accident at Texas quite a few years ago, guys. Very, very lucky.
He was incredibly lucky that he did not go head.
A horrible crash has occurred here in turn 4. We do not know the car involved. He spun coming off of turn number 3, hit the inside retaining wall very hard. The car flipped over several times, and it is now upside down with the driver still in it.
He's lost control of the car.
Still in it. That car blew up. That man is everywhere. The freak is y'all talking about?
He's hoping he's not going to hit the wall. He impacts the wall, comes off the wall, just misses the 10 of Tony Kanaan. Unfortunately, Scott Dixon is right there, up and over the front of the car. Car hits on the top of the wall. The safety cell on these cars, guys, I can't tell you how strong they are. An awful accident, but as we saw, Scott Dixon right there, hands away from the steering wheel. We saw him get out, and when we first went to this frame, when we first saw this accident, you heard some roar from the crowd, and that was because they knew that Scott Dixon was okay, and the 77 of Jay Howard was also okay.
You don't know how they knew, because I wouldn't have been able to.
Just bad timing on Dixon's part and incredible fortune with the way this car lands on top of the wall.
Or he's incredibly fortunate.
Fortunate.
We see a replay of this accident of what we managed to get here. The car has already collided for the first time with the wall, and that is where I think these spectators have been injured, because look at the pieces. Now the car goes and fire. It's a ball of fire. By now it's not only the alcohol that's burning, it's an oil tank that's ruptured, because that's when you can see that flame. Look at these wheels, suspension parts. We were speaking earlier of a deformable structure. I've never seen a race car deform as this one has. It obviously hit the wall at a very acute angle. Can you imagine a race driver is in that car right now? All we can do is hope and pray that he is in good condition.
Oakville, Ontario's James Hinchcliffe was taken to hospital and underwent emergency surgery on his upper left thigh following a crash during an Indianapolis 500 practice run today. Hinchcliffe had just posted a lap speed of 221 miles per hour when an apparent failure to his front right suspension sent him slamming into the wall on corner 3. After the crash,
Flipping upside down was unbelievable. This is from Salazar's car. Roberto loses it down to the left. Comes across.
Look at that.
Salazar literally goes under it.
Like him duck. Did you see him?
Unbelievable.
He ducked his head.
Drives under it and then is hit from behind.
Crazy, yo. The Indianapolis 500. This was the top 25 Indianapolis 500 crashes, and it is crazy. I don't think I could even remotely be in a race like that, simply because, like, yo, it don't look like they got much to protect them, yo. Like, I understand that the frame and everything is built to protect them, but what about the face area, like right here? If anything, like a wheel or something like that popped and hit them, yeah, they're wearing a helmet, but man, that's got to be the scariest thing in the world. Then your car's catching on fire. Oh my God, no. Oh. But anyway, that was it for today's video, guys. Please smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Also, turn on your post notification button so you can know anytime I post. And until next time, my friends, deuces.
You like how I talk, You like how I walk, You like a soldier, nigga, a boss. You know what I'm on, How you cap, bitch, you weak. Bitch, you lame on that lame old shit. For yourself, it killed. I take the gun off your hip. Dish you that shit like a feel. Don't do young hoes.